Hello there guys, and welcome to another full flight explain YouTube video on my YouTube channel. I always feel stupid saying that because of course you know it's my YouTube channel because you've come here and clicked it, but enough of me saying silly things. As you can see in front of us there is a nice handsome Jet 2 757-200 with winglets and all. Guys, I've got to say the 757 the more and more I see of it, it's such a stunningly beautiful aircraft. I love the narrow body and just how versatile it is. And yeah, the flight factor version of it, which we're going to be flying today, is just an absolute pleasure to fly. So I'm excited for this flight, I have to tell you. Behind me there, you'll see an EasyJet. I'm on FS Cloud flying with a friend from Twitch today. I'll leave his link down in the description if you want to go check him out. He's a fantastic streamer, his name's just seen. He's just going to be flying with me today. So if you hear someone just pop in with a random bit of voice, hit bits and place in video, it's just him. No need to be alarmed. I'm not talking to myself or anything like that. Right guys, so today's flight is Jet 2 service down to Geneva, which they do, which recently they've had 752s on, I would presume because of increased skiing demands and things like that at this time of year. Before the video got started, I just came into the cockpit and I've set up the ground services around the aircraft, and that is all I have done. So we will get started now. So let's jump into the overhead panel and let's go nav, nav, nav. There we go. We'll bring on the outer hydraulics. The electrical system's all fine for the time being. We don't need the APU on just yet. On the emergency lights, let's zoom in on this slightly. It's probably a bit far away. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to touch engine starts, which is for now. We haven't set fuel yet, so we won't turn on with fuel pumps at all. We don't need any lights on yet at the moment. Let's bring on the window heats. And we will bring on the no smoking signs and the seatbelt signs. We will be boarding shortly. I will quickly look up the height at Geneva Airport using my trusty Navigraph charts. And I've recently discovered how you actually save a route in Navigraph charts, which is saving me a lot of time with stuff. It's 1411. So we'll set this to 1410. And set the pressurization to auto, because the more stuff the plane can do for me, the better, because I'm the worst at forgetting things as it is. Oh, we'll bring on a logo light. It's nice. It's 8 AM local time here in Manchester this morning. We will bring on the trim air. Reset fans away, won't be active just yet. And we'll open the isolation valve and the APU bleed for when we start the APU. So that is that done, guys. We're going to jump back here and we're going to pick up this iPad, which acts as the aircraft manager for the Flight Factor 757. Before you guys ask, I'm currently running X-Plane Public Beta 15, which is the most current one at the time of this release, and the new 757 Hotfix 2.022, which fixes the engine issues that people were having with this aircraft when I think it was Public Beta 13 dropped and broke a load of the engines when Laminar redesigned the engine modelling, which in my humble opinion, never having developed software, is not really something you should be messing with in a beta. That's more kind of an alpha thing, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who I don't even get paid to talk on YouTube. I'm just a guy who talks on YouTube. Right, how many passenger numbers, how many people are going to suffer my terrible flying today? 188. Hold on, we are in pounds. Where's the option to change to kilos? Metric weights. Woohoo! I did something. Right. As I was saying, passenger numbers are 188. Apparently 170 is full for this aircraft though. Not sure why. SimBrief does that to me sometimes. It gives me passenger numbers above the amount the aircraft can actually take, which is always slightly confusing. Cargo weight we will take we'll take 10 tons today. I never really know what to put for that. Hey, 10 tons sounds about fine, and our fuel weight is block fuel, including 4 tons of extra, is 14,356. Optimize center of gravity, because it can do that for us, and we should be able to load. Loading the plane. Awesome. So we are now loading, guys. And unlike the 7777, on this we can exit that while it loads, which is always handy. Right, let's pop down to our FMC and start getting that sorted out. So, most modern recent aircraft, Iraq, which is good. Our reference airports, we're at Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, otherwise known as Manchester. X-Plane never works for the gate, so I'm not going to bother entering that for the time being. And our route, I do not have a company route save, so I'm going to have to enter this in manually, which I will probably speed up for you guys. So I will see you in probably 5 seconds for you guys, but it'll be in a little bit of time for me. I'll catch you in just 2 moments, guys. Right, guys, hopefully that was nice and quick for you. I've just fully entered the route into the flight management computer, and I believe we have finished boarding. Yes, boarding is complete. So what we're going to do before we finish off down on the FMC, so we're going to start the APU. That will take a little while to start. And once that's started, we can get rid of all the ground services that are currently attached to us. This aircraft has a block time of 8:25, so we've still got about 15 minutes before we need to push. So we've got a ground weight, our reserves are 4 tons. Cruise altitude for us today is 350. And a cost index. I couldn't find what Jet 2 actually used. But Thompson do fly this, so I'm going to roughly use what Thompson uses, another budget airline who use 752s. And now I've said that, I can't find it. Yes, what did I give you for Thompson?
28.
28, thank you. And there's, if like magic, a magical voice jumps in to help me. I'm sure you guys are the same, like when you want to do flights, it's always more fun to fly with friends and you know, stuff like that. Have some company on these flights, even though this one's a relatively short flight. It's about an hour and a half, guys. I'll show you our route in just a moment. Right, so APU has started, so we can get rid of the external power. We will bring on the fuel pumps. We have got nothing on the center tanks, we don't need the center pumps. And we will go back down to our magical iPad, and we will get rid of the GPU, the fuel truck, check the parking brake is on, which it is. Chocks, we can untick gate config. And we can get rid of that. Right. Jump back down into here. That's all fine. Takeoff. We are going to go for a flaps 5 takeoff today. I don't have a takeoff calculator for 757. I'm not sure if there's one available. If you guys know of one, please do let me know in the comments. I've probably got information on my check. I've probably got some performance charts for this somewhere that came with it, having said that. I just had a look through performance charts that come with it, guys, and I can't see anything that would help me finding the flex tempo or whatever it's called in the Boeing. I can't quite remember. Again, if you feel like that, let me know. Comments down below. Right, trim for takeoff is 4.9, so we will get that set once I stop messing around with my views and get the correct view. 4.9 is around there, and we can get our V speeds 148, 151, 155 on the speeds, and pre-flight complete. We will leave this on our legs page, which I, like I said, I put in everything up to I haven't put in our descent yet, and we will put this on the takeoff page, just in case we need to refer to our V-speeds quickly. And at this point, oh, that's quite close to the MCP. MCP is ready for its close-up by the looks of it. There we go. 155, it's set for us. The runway heading, we're departing today, guys, from 23 left, which is a runway heading of 233. And our initial climb on the list 2 Yankee departure. To Listo is 5,000. So although we don't have any ATC, as I said, guys, we are on FX Cloud. We would have been on VATSIM, except I have that weird bug in X-Plane where the planes just float, which just doesn't look right. So we've just tried to switch over to FX Cloud as there was no control. Anyway, let me just bring the charts in, and I'll quickly do a quick taxi and takeoff briefing with you guys. So here's the charts, maybe I'm a tad bigger. There we go. So we are currently on stand 28 on Terminal 1. So we'll push back. Sorry, we're on 32. No, we're on 28. We are on 28. Apologies. We're on 28. We'll push back onto Romeo, taxi Delta, and Delta pretty much the whole way to the runway, actually. We'll just bring up a further out chart. So yeah, taxi Delta, then Tango to 23 left. After takeoff, we make a left turn. Direct Listo is our takeoff. It's a pretty simple departure, nothing too complicated. We need to be below 3,000, less than 7 miles out from the Manchester VOR, unless told otherwise by ATC. As there's no ATC, that's fine. And then around 5,000 at Lister is what we've been given by the chart, so it's not a problem. Awesome, so MCP is now set, so we can bring on the flight directors, and we'll go LNAV and VNAV. They look fine. Set both of these to auto, which is also fine. Let's set our PFD here. And you see there's that left turn I was talking about. And I think, I do say think, we'll just recheck the overhead quickly, and then we'll quickly run through the checklist just to double check I haven't missed anything. As if you haven't noticed by my videos already, guys, I miss stuff pretty much all the time. Let's bring those on when we start the engines in a moment. We'll bring on the beacon lights because we're getting ready for starting. And those are fine now, packs are off. Fine, fine, fine. Let's have a quick look at all those errors. They look all to do with the engines not being on by the looks of it. Yep, that's absolutely fine. Alright, let's just grab up this checklist just to triple check I haven't missed anything. And everybody loves a good checklist, let's be honest. That took me a while to find that. Apologies. So our pre-flight text list was oxygen test, which we haven't done, but we can do that now. No, we don't want to put the mask on. Just test it. Thank you. That's fine. Pressure engine mode selector is auto. We've done that. Flight instruments we've tested. Parking brake is set. Fuel controls, which is cut off. A gear pin is removed. That's all fine. Before start checklist, fuel, we have 6.8 tons in the left tank, 6.8 tons in the right tank, and it's checked. Passenger signs are set. Windows locked, because they can't be open on this model. MCP is set. Speed 155, heading 233, initial climb 5,000. Takeoff thrust, it's just going to be toga power, because like I said, we can't set it. Takeoff speeds are in. We have a V1 of 148, VR 151, V2 144. CDU pre-flight is complete. Rudder and aileron trim 0. Was that 0 actually? Yep, 0. on the rudder. And takeoff trim is set. Taxi and takeoff routing is complete. We just did that. Flight deck door is up on the overhead and is on auto, so that's fine. So that'll be locked. And red anti-collision light is on. Before start checklist is complete. Yash, you ready to go, man?
All ready, mate.
Awesome. Oh, sorry, I know you've been ready quite a while. Right, let's call the pushback and hopefully it will work. So I was having some issues with it in public beta 13. So hopefully it will work here, guys. We will see. For those of you who, I think I've said it before, I do use the Fly with Lure ground services pushback. And we want to go nose right. How far back is it roughly? Oh, not 0. Let's go 60. And we'll request that. And this all looks fine. Looks ready for start. Awesome. Here comes the pushback.
FFSTS pushback ready. Please release park brakes.
Release the park brake, which will make the jetway go away. And we are pushing. Let's see if Yas is gutsy enough to do a little bit of a dual pushback here. Right, let's switch the engine start selector here to ground. And we should start to see the engine spooling up, hopefully. And it is. Awesome. As we push away from the stand. Wait for about 20%. And 2. And put the fuel in. And we should see this engine kick into life. Oh, it looks like I've got the pushback just about right. Oh, and here comes the engine.
FFSTS pushback finalized.
So pushback finalized. Let's set the park brake again. Looks like we've got a good start on engine 2. So we will start 1 now. And same procedure again. Wait for about 20%. Watch the oil pressure increases 18. The minimum is 18, but I usually like to wait for 20. Or minimum is 18 according to the checklist I have. And let's put the fuel in again. And I've said about dual crossback, I've now completely blocked Yas's stand, so he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Obviously now we should turn our transponder on. Right, and what? Right, so that's both engines started, so we can bring the bleeds on now. Should get rid of a lot of our issues. Turn the cabin temps and everything to auto. These can come on. Hydraulic pumps. And the APU can go off. Our engine bleeds can come on as well. That's pretty loud. Let me just turn that down a tiny bit, guys. I'm very conscious in my first couple of X-Plane videos you struggled to hear me, so left recirc fan and right recirc fan. That's not the first time I've flown this recently where they haven't been working. I'm not sure what's up with those. We're going to continue. I'm not sure why they wouldn't work. But it's not the first time I've had that. I don't know if I'm turning it on too soon or... Anyway. We don't need anti-ice. Packs to auto. Isolation switch. Isolation switch needs to come off. Oh. Still not visible. Ground equipment is clear. Set flaps 1 and 5 for takeoff. Quick check of the flight controls. Full up, check. Full down, check. Full left, check. Full right, check. Rudder. Doesn't seem like we have a rudder. Well, guys, I'm going to dive into menu to see what's going on with my rudder. I'll be back with you in 2 seconds. Right, guys, we have rudder now. Apologies, I was doing some maintenance on my PC and hadn't quite plugged it back in properly. So apologies for that. We have rudder. Flight controls are checked. Station ECAS display is fine and checked. We'll switch it back to engine now, though. And transponder is checked. We turn that on first. Right, guys, we're going to start our taxi. So we need to bring on position lights. Taxi lights, and we will start our taxi to the runway. Park brake is off. Let's get moving. Guys, this is a freeware Manchester that I'm currently using. I'll leave a link for it down in the description below. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly which one it is because there's a couple of freeware Manchesters, but it is highly detailed and it's a very. I have the UK 2000 Manchester for P3D, and although this is not as good as that, it's definitely a very good freeware. As we can see, there's Yassine and his EasyJet pushing off stand behind us. As far as possible in my videos, guys, and on my Twitch channels, I do try to use freeware sceneries for X-Plane as much as possible. Just because I feel like it is one of the major benefits of X-Plane, having a vast quality of good freewares available for the sim. And I feel like it's something worth highlighting. In a day. Oh, concentrate on the taxi, Dave. Let's slow down this taxi as well, so we don't get completely away from Yas. Oh, we will need separation once we take off anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. Gonna keep going straight ahead here. We need to turn left at some point here, though. I think we may have just strayed slightly onto Alpha there while I was speaking about freewares. Nice fire station. Hopefully we won't need their services today. Massive Emirates A380 in front of us. I don't know if you guys find this. Whenever I go from flying the the little jets of a GA aircraft coming back to flying something even, I mean, I know a 757 isn't especially big compared to something like a 777. I find taxiing it just like forget to turn in and all sorts for when I need to, and find my taxiing all over the place. I just realised something I have forget to done is set the current baro, which is 1032. And there's a little corner up on the flight factor guys, which will set it across all altimeters except this one actually, except the backup. And I think we're just approaching 23 right now, so we're just going to have a quick stop. We are on a network at the end of the day. I doubt it's making on FS Cloud right now, but just in case, and we will bring on our strobe light. So another little check and see, and we look good, so let's cross the runway. Just crossing 23 right now, guys. On Delta, for any of you that feel like looking up the charts. Once we cross Delta, we go up on Tango onto 23 left. Right guys, as we approach the taxiway, I'm going to bring on the weather radar. I'm going to bring it on down here as well. And here it comes. And bring terrain on the co-pilot side. Can't tell if it's two tests still testing. We do have a bit of weather to deal with there. Interesting. Up on Tango, should be runway 2. Oh, we do, looks like we do have a bit of weather around us still with. It's quite a murky morning here. And we're departing right on time. I didn't check the time when we started our push, but looks like we might be starting about on time. So let's bring on landing lights. Turn off the taxi lights. I did have a quick little look once when we crossed the first runway, and there's nothing on approach, so we're fine to cut into this runway. And GAR8 on the transponder. Let's get it lined up here. Such a beautiful aircraft, as I've said. That's Army auto throttle. And I should have done this already, but auto brakes to RTO for rejected takeoff. Right, yes, I'll see you in Geneva, mate.
See you there. Safe journey.
Right. I believe we are good to go. Let's increase the throttle slowly. Listen for any takeoff warnings or anything like that. Seem to be fine. Toga. Power set. 80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Follow the flight director. We can bring in the flaps as well. And just make a left turn. I do have ortho scenery, guys, for the whole of the UK and Ireland. And it does. I can tell you, if you do own X-Plane, it is something well worth doing, making the ortho scenery. I have also been planning this flight for a little while, so I have made ortho scenery for arrival into Geneva, which, if you guys know, Geneva is in the middle of a valley with mountains on one side and a rather large, I don't know if it's a mountain or a hill on the other side, but it's high enough. And it's got by a lovely lake as well, so hopefully that should give us a stunning approach into Geneva if the weather is nice enough. Still hand flying the departure here. Nice easy departure, flaps are retracted, gear is up and in the off position. That was a main turn on the departure, guys, so I'm going to put in the autopilot here, let it start doing some of the work for me. Oh, look at that for a lovely wing view there. Absolutely stunning. It's a very hazy morning out of Manchester. Very hazy indeed. So we will increase the range, might ND a little bit. Looks like the plane's just getting back onto the magenta line. We'll just have a quicker look at our after takeoff checklist so far. So pack selector to auto, which is done. Landing gear is up, flaps are up. And we're only at 5,000 at the moment till lit, so as we have a restriction met, so we'll wait until we pass that, and then the altimeters can actually we can clear ourselves up to 350 now. That'll be the next thing to do. Yeah, we'll just wait for the let's get rid of the restriction at Lick Show actually. And we should start to climb. So click spot here. Oh, here we go, climbing now anyway. Good, good. Just going to turn it down a tiny bit more. I will get used to these volume levels, guys. Oh, it's firmly in the soup now out of Manchester today. Just waiting for that beautiful moment when we break through the clouds. I have to admit, it's one of the best moments in any flight. I don't know if you guys agree. Where you just kind of on a murky morning like that, when you break through the clouds. I always feel when you're going on holiday, it's when you finally feel like you've made it. You're going there. You see that sun. You see the big white fluffiness below you, and you just absolutely fantastic. An absolutely stunning aircraft as well. So through 7,000 now, so we can set 1013 here and cross that, and 1013 here. And guys, I will catch you once we're in the cruise. The only thing I've really got left to do is turn the landing lights up at 10,000 feet and turn off the seatbelt signs when appropriate. So I'll leave you some nice shots of our departure, and I'll catch you once you're in the cruise, guys. See you then. Hello guys, welcome back to the cockpit. You join us at flight level 350 or 35,000 feet. As you can see, we're about 20 nautical miles away from a big VOR, making our way down through England. And we'll be going off the south coast. Just thought I'd briefly show you our route for today. So let me bring that across for you. It was very nicely provided by Yassine, who I'm flying with. He very nicely grabbed it for me. He checked the last flown kind of route by this aircraft and replanned it. So I'm just going to bring in SimBrief. By the way, guys, I use SimBrief to plan all my flights. So here's our route, guys. As I said, we're just coming up to Biggin, which is here, where we'll take a turn out of easterly turn out across the southeast of England, directly overflying Dover. We are avoiding French airspace at the pretty much. Of course, we do make this turn here, but we're going through Belgium, down through Luxembourg, briefly into Switzerland. This doesn't have an arrival in it though, so we obviously will be picking an arrival, and we'll be coming in on runway 23 as the winds. That's what the winds in Geneva dictate at the moment. There's nothing to report up here. Just like I said, I quickly thought I'd report in on the route. The other slight thing I wanted to touch on for this video, guys, is the upload frequency here on this YouTube channel. I have been realizing in the last couple of days that with me streaming 5 days on Twitch and obviously holding down a full-time job as well as having a loving wife in doing all this, perhaps 2 YouTube videos is a tad beyond what my time frame will allow. That being said, guys, there will be some weeks where I still upload to. I do like to fly kind of off stream, and if I feel like making a YouTube video from it, I will. But I think going forward, you can probably expect, you can definitely expect one YouTube video a week. I want to keep this YouTube channel growing. I'm loving the feedback I've got so far. We're close to that 100 subscriber mark now, so I really do appreciate that. It'd be great to hear from you below. I mean, I don't mind uploading the occasional Twitch clip as well, but I did kind of want to keep the content separate. But you guys seem to be quite enjoying the Twitch clips of kind of the better landings or the stuff you've seen. I have a couple ideas for series as well. It's just these full flight videos, they can take quite a while to do, obviously, especially if it's a long haul flight. So you will see some short haul mixed in. But I think for going forward, guys, what I'll say is you can definitely expect 1 video a week from me. And I will try my best for 2, but if you don't get to, I simply don't have enough hours in a day, to be honest. I mean, as I'm recording this, it is currently 20 past 1 in the morning, as I'm literally speaking right now. And I've got work. I've got to be up for work at probably like 6:30. So yeah, guys, I have to say I love the YouTube, but like I said, I might just be cutting back a bit. And I hope you guys can understand. And if there is any feedback, as always, you have on the content, please do let me know on my Twitter or in the comments down below. It'd be much appreciated. That'll be it for me until top of descent, guys, when we put in our approach. So I will catch you then, and I'll leave you with a nice montage as I usually do. Enjoy the cruise, guys. Bye. Hello there guys, hope you enjoyed those cruise clips for you there. For you there? Nicely done, Dave. Cruise clips I had for you there. Apologies. I have put in the approach for Geneva simply because I was guessing an inaccurate top of descent reading, so I had to put it in. But I'll just quickly show you what I inputted. We're going in for the ILS for 2V by the Ackett to Romeo arrival, and as we're just approaching our top of descent now, I'm going to decrease this to 7,000 to begin with. I'll show you why in a moment. And literally as I do that, the throttles roll back and we start to descend. So if I just bring up the charts to show you this arrival. Here you go. So here's our arrival, and we are coming in via the Ackett to Romeo, which is that arrival from the northeast there, from Akito. So this comes into Lurko, where we need to be above 7,000 and max 250 knots due to the high terrain. Then we take a turn south towards Sovad. Again, we need to be above 7,000 and 250, which is when we then fly the downwind leg, which you can see actually on our PFD here. Although I need to check why that purple line's so extended. Downwind leg before we lose some altitude and come back into Geneva over Lake Geneva. The ILS for 2-3 is what we'll be taking, which you can see here. So the platform altitude for that is 7,000, and the Cat 1 minimums is 1,570 baro or 216 radio, which we will set now. So we can put the auto brake 2. Is that 2? Or that 1? Oh. One of my bugs with this plane is lots of the text can be hard to read at times, so that's what a brake 1. So guys, after a bit of fiddling around in the cockpit, which I believe I've just left the charts over, I've put this up to 1,000 for the time being. I can't seem to be able to set it any higher, and I can't seem to find an option to change it to radio for the time being. I'll see if I find that option later as we descend. But the other thing we need to do is we need to tune in the ILS, which we do down here, and it's a course of 109.9. Sorry, down here. That's fine. Nope. There we go. 109.9. Couldn't find the right one, and I was like, I thought it was this one, and I started tuning it and it just wouldn't move. There we go, but got it now. And a course of 225 here. There we go, so the ILS is tuned. I've previously checked the, so here's the approach like I showed you down. Southerly turnover mountains and background for the ILS. And capturing that over Lake Geneva. Like I told you guys, I do have ortho scenery built for this area, so it should be a spectacular approach. As I say that, you can literally join in one of the photo tiles. Actually, not much I can do about that. If you do have X-Plane and you're not taking advantage of ortho scenery for whatever reason, guys, I would highly suggest you do it. It's so simple now. There is loads of other YouTube tutorials for it. And of course, it's all free as long as you have the hard drive space and the bandwidth to download it. It just adds so much immersion to the sim. Anyway, I will grab you back when we get closer to arriving. Probably once, just as we're crossing that terrain before we turn downwind is when I'll bring you back. So I'll catch you then, guys. Bye. Hello there, guys. You join me again just as I approach, what waypoint is it? Sovad. And we are just coming into the valley, and look at the mountain range in front of us, guys. It is absolutely beautiful down in Geneva today. Absolutely stunning. You can see the airport off right in front of us, Lake Geneva to our left, and then the mountains on the other side. So I never really did manage to find how to, if you can set decision height higher than that. So I just need to remember it's 215, 210 on the radio as our minimum, so I can remember that, it's not an issue. And what's the FMC telling us? Drag required, so let's give the FMC drag it once, that's not a problem. And just need to quickly check the Geneva pressure, which is 1031. So we'll start to get that set as we're coming. We'll put ourselves to transition altitude. Which unfortunately is going to give us more to descend. Nothing we won't be able to handle. So we've taken auto brake 1, as I said. I haven't switched on the seatbelt signs yet, actually, so I'll get that done now. Seatbelt signs are on. The platform altitude for RLS is 7,000. We know the RLS is tuned. So just looking at our approach checklist. Our temperatures checked, nav aids are set. I did the descent checklist off stream. Sorry, off while I wasn't recording. Just look at the... It's absolutely incredible. The views are simply breathtaking, to say the least. I have to admit, guys, I am getting very choppy frames on public beta 15, which I was advised was an issue with it. And look at the... Oh, look at the view, all the mist in the mountains over there. We obviously need to start slowing down as well, so I'm going to slow down to around 230 here. We might need to extend this downwind, look how high we are as well. I think we came in a tad hot here. Even 220 should be fine for us. In case we do have to extend this downward a bit, I'm going to line up the heading indicator. Obviously I've got terrain on my side, guys, with it being such a mountainous airport. Lake Geneva off to our right. So in the event of a missed approach, guys, we carry on runway heading and we'll make a turn back towards the Gland VOR. And missed approach altitude is 7,000, same as our platform altitude. It looks like we should be fine. We're just coming through 10,000, so we're going to switch our landing lights on now. Which is done. The overhead looks absolutely fine. He's still telling me drag required, even though I already got the speed brake out. Let's just clear that. I almost just want to fly from a co-pilot seat just so I can look across out of that view, guys. I mean, I know it's their job, so they probably don't, but pilots must get so distracted by some of the sights they see. I know they're professionals and probably see it a lot of the time, so they probably they've got all these lives to worry about, so they probably don't. But I'd find it very hard not to get distracted, that's for sure. So we should be fine to make it down for the ILS here. Let's slow down a bit more. And take flaps 1 and flaps 5 as we make this turn. Like I said, there we go, we're back below the ILS now, which is good. And when we start this right hand turn, we'll be obviously I'm in the localizer. It's a rather long ILS. Let's bring that range in again now. That's the airport off on our right. So here we are, down at 7,000. Almost down at 7,000 anyway. Down to 200 here. And as we make the turn, armbar localizer, localizer captured, and then approach mode. And with doing that, we're going to bring in the speed brake and arm it. The other thing I did while you weren't here, guys, was I entered in our speeds. Let's bring those up. So we're going for flaps 30 with an invention of 135. So we'll go 140 to account for wind component. So about an approach speed of final approach speed of 140 is what we are aiming for. We slightly shot past the localizer there, but we'll be fine to get back on it. And just going to tune this to 115.75, and there we go. We're descending with the glide now, so, and we can see that tells us we're 15 miles out. So I'm going to keep this speed for a little bit. Probably drop to 180 about 10 miles or so out. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. There's a thumbnail for you right there, guys. Absolutely stunning. This is one of those, this is why we flight sim moments right here. So descending with the glide quite nicely. Armed our speed brake. Go around altitude 7,000. Cabin secured. And we are fine on the flaps and everything like that. Can't see the pappies yet. It's a while since I've landed the 757, I have to admit, guys, so this could be interesting. Actually, that's not true. I landed into Samos last week on stream. Not Samos, Madeira. So it's not a while since I landed it. Disregard everything I just said. Okay, so that's 10 miles. Let's slow down to 180. A bit far. And take flaps 15 and gear down, guys. And we can hear the engine spool up to compensate for that. Just trying to keep my speed up here, guys. Conscious, obviously, that I know there is another aircraft coming in behind me. Don't want to slow down too early unnecessarily. Oh, I would love to live in this part of the world. Obviously, probably this time of year there could be there's probably a lot more snow. There's definitely probably a lot more snow around here this time of year. Unfortunately, due to the ortho we get, it's the snow-capped mountains off to our left. Unfortunately, as well, as far as I'm aware, there's no way to set your ortho for seasons yet. Although that would be fantastic. Whereas we're going to start slowing down to final approach speed now, which I said was 140. So we'll set that here. And flaps 20, flaps 25, and flaps 30. So landing checklist, cabin secure, speed brake arm, landing gear down, and flaps are set. And this is us, guys. So let's take out the auto throttle and disarm nosing down straight away there. Let's try and stay on the ILS. As you guys will have probably seen, I do have a habit of getting low pretty quickly in this ILSs, which is happening again. Let's try and adjust this trim. There we go. Continuing. Don't seem to have a radio altimeter. Oh, we've got the pappies now. And of course we've got the ILS, which we seem to be fine on at the moment. A bit low on the speed, let's put a bit more throttle in. We don't get above the glide now. Oh, 3 rights, 1 red, we have got above.
500.
We've got radio altimeter now. Definitely a tad high here.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And we are down, guys. Alright, reverses. Just idle reverse should be fine for us. Yeah. And 70 knots. Manual braking. Stay the reverses, and we will get off the runway at this high speed, which looks to be Echo. Slow down a bit more. Just we are looking for stand 10, which will be off to our left here. So take out the landing lights. This is where it really pays. Really would be great to have a co-pilot. Bring on the taxi lights. Start the APU. Bring in the flaps. And the speed brakes. There should be a taxiway to turn right here. Well, I think I've gone past the stand slightly. There should be some linked taxiways here. I think I'm actually got off at Delta, not Echo. Which means I've turned left when I should have turned right. It's fine, we can go right here. We'll still go around to the sound. It means you get to see a nice bit of the Geneva freeware we've got here. Let's just remove those auto brakes. Bring on the APU gen. Take off our strobe as well. I almost forgot about that. That's the one thing I'm always forgetting on stream. And stand 10 should be the other side of that. outcrop here. It really does. I'm not sure how it looks to you guys, but it does feel as though Public Beta 15 is definitely having a hit on frames for me, at least. Such a tad bit of a shame, but nothing we can't deal with, guys. Just keeping an eye out to see if Yas is coming into land anytime soon. Looks like that static aircraft might be on stand 10, or is that stand 11? No, that's probably 11. So we're going between Miss Air France and Miss Swiss here, I believe. There is a stand there. Awesome. Turn in. Should have really turned off those taxi lights in case there's any ground staff around. Didn't want to blind them. So I don't need them to park. But if I try and do that, know me, I will completely mess up the parking. So, which I might have just done anyway. Let's see. Stop it there. Park brake is on. APU we know has started, so we will kill our engines. And okay, not the best of parking jobs in the end. I don't believe this scenery has working jetways, unfortunately, so we can't call them in. It's a pretty nice freeware though. Especially, like I said, when you add the orthographics to it. So let's actually go to overhead. We will release the cabin. Those hydraulics can go off. The engine gents can come off. Those taxi lights can go off. The fuel pumps can come off. It should be enough time for the engines to stop moving now. Window heats. Demonstration, go back to manual. And we'll leave the packs on for the time being to allow the passengers some nice cool air as they disembark. Oh, I should imagine the temperature's pretty cool here in Geneva. Right guys, that is us safely down. I hope you enjoyed that flight and the landing and the accompanying scenery. If you find me over on YouTube and you feel like you'd like to see more of me, I do stream on Twitch 5 days a week, so check out the link in the description below. Any feedback you do have, please leave below, and if you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really is encouraging to see that, guys. It lets me know what you guys like and don't like, and what I need to make more of and what I make less of. So thank you very much for that. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the skies. Bye.